Hello, trumpets, and welcome to song number 60, Alouette. So, this is the first song that you need to do on your way towards earning your red belt. And here's the first thing we're going to do. As always, I'm going to set my tempo to a more comfortable speed, which is going to be 70. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go just the first, two measures. Let's go through the first two measures of the song. What song number 60 is teaching us, right? It's not a new note, but it is teaching us kind of a new rhythm or a new way to group notes together. And as you can see right here, and if you're looking in your actual hard copy book, you'll see that above this song is a yellow box telling you what a tie does. So a tie is right here. It's this curved line that connects two notes that are the same note. So this first note is an F, and the second note is an F. One of them is a half note, which is worth how many beats? 2 beats. And the second F is a ta, which we know is worth 1 beat. So it's telling us here that it's 3 beats. So a tie, what a tie does, this curved line, is it groups the two notes together to make a longer note. It's like a plus sign. So we're taking this half note, which is worth 2 beats, tying it to a ta, which is worth 1 beat, to now get a new note that is worth 3 beats long. 2 tie plus 1 from the ta equals 3. So we know our first note here is 3 beats long. We see 2 notes, but when we play it, it's going to be 1 note that's 3 beats long. Let me do that for you right now. Now, I'm going to pretend that there's no tie there, that there's no curved line. So I would go F, F, ta, ta. So here are the first 2 notes without a tie. 1, 2, ready, go. But if I tie them together with that curved line, grouping them together to make a longer note, I'm now going to play a note that's 3 beats long. 1, 2, ready, go. So as you can hear, I didn't play 2 separate notes. I played 1 note that's 3 beats long. And that's what a tie does. It takes 2 notes, groups them together to make 1 note that's just longer. So let's go through our first 2 measures rhythm only. I see the 2 notes tied together for 3 beats. I see a ta, and then 2 half notes. And we already went over this. A half note is how many beats? 2 beats. So now let's just read the rhythm of the first 2 measures. Read with me. Ta, 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 ta. All right, that's a pretty easy rhythm. I just need to make sure when I play that first note, it's 3 beats long. What are our notes? Well, our first note that's 3 beats long, we already went over it. It's going to be F. Our next ta is a G, and our 2 half notes are each high A. Now let's play the first 2 measures. Here we go. Pretty easy. I just need to make sure when I play that first note that I'm playing it for 3 beats long. 1 note and not 2 separate notes. 1 note only. That's 3 beats long. Let's go over the rhythm of the next 2 measures. I see tas, and then over here I see more notes tied together. So we already know what a tie does. It's a plus sign. It groups 2 notes together to make a longer note. Well, the 2 notes that are getting grouped together here, the 2 tas, are each F. So if it's a plus sign, right, we know a ta is 1 plus 1 equals 2. And then the same thing here. 2 tas tied together would equal a note that's 2 beats long. And then you're probably going to go, well, Mr. Orlando, isn't that just a half note? It is. A half note is 2 beats long. Here's like the cool thing that I like about music so much. What we see on the paper could be different than what like the audience hears. So when we play this measure of the tas tied together, 2 beats long each, the audience would hear 2 half notes. But us, the musicians, we see 2 tas being tied together. It's going to sound like a half note. It just looks different on our music. So if we know this is 2 beats and that's 2 beats, what are our notes? Well, we have 2 Fs and we have 2 Cs. Okay, so let's read our rhythm now using tas. Read with me. Ta, 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 ta. Now remember, this measure here with the ties, each note is just 2 beats long. Yes, we see 4 tas, but when we tie them together, remember we're grouping those notes together to make one note that's just longer. Let's go over our notes. We have G, F, G, high A, F, and then C. Let's play these 2 measures. Ready and go. All right, I feel really good about this. I'm understanding ties better now and how they work. The tie is just a plus sign, grouping 2 notes together to make one note that's longer. Let's play the whole first half of the song. Ready and go. Fantastic. We have one last half of the song here. Let's look. This measure I've already seen. It's the same as the first measure. We're going to play an F for 3 beats long, because 2 plus 1 equals 3. And then we have a G, that's a ta. Our next measure, I see an high A half note, which we know is 2 beats long. But then I see a high A tied to another high A. So 1 plus 1 equals 2 beats long. So let's just read our rhythm for these 2 measures. Read with me. Ta, 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 ta. Fantastic. We already went over the notes. We know that it's F, G, then A, and high A. So let's play these 2 measures. There we go. Fantastic. Next 2 measures, I see 4 tas, and then a half note tied to a ta, which would mean it's 2 plus 1 equals 3 beats long. Let's read our rhythm. Read with me. Ta, 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 ta. Rest. Now let's go over our notes. We have G, F, G, G, and then a high A, and then finally our last note is an F, that's 3 beats long. Let's play our last 2 measures. Here we go. All right, trumpets. Now let's play the second half of our song, starting right here. This little quick little thing, this little apostrophe mark above the music. Well, it's not a note and it's not a rhythm, so what does it mean? In your book, you'll see it in a yellow box. It's called a breath mark. So what this song wants you to try to do is, well, not what you want to try to do. What the song tells you to do is once you get to this C, after you play this C for 2 beats, take a breath, so that way we have enough air to play our next notes over here. So now let's play the second half of our song after the breath mark. Ready, and go. Rest. And then one final thing, we're going to go back to the beginning and play the whole thing. I feel really confident about the song. I understand how the ties work. I know all the notes. I feel comfortable playing it, so I'm going to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to turn on the background track. All right, trumpets, here we go. Whole song with the background music. Ready, and go. Awesome. That was really great. That was really fun. So trumpets, if you have any questions about how a tie works in music and you need to review what a tie does to notes when we group them together, pause the video, rewind something, rewatch me teach it, or if you have a question, you can leave it in the comments or send me a message. Bye, trumpets.